Welcome to my 8-part cookie lettering series, where you'll learn 8 different ways and techniques to write on cookies, no matter your skill level, even if you have shaky hands, or even if you think you can't do this. I promise each method is going to be approachable and easy. And if you're new here, I'm Liz. I'm the creator behind easycookiedecorating.com, where I help make cookie decorating fun, easy, and totally doable. I'm spilling all of my tips and tricks and sharing all of my secrets to help you decorate with full confidence. No stress, just sweet success. Welcome to episode 4 of my lettering series. Today we're covering a really big topic: projectors, a game-changing tool for beautiful lettering on cookies. I'm going to be sharing everything there is to know when it comes to lettering and using a projector. I also have a separate video that goes into more detail about my projector setup and my experience with the projector and my review with my projectors. So if you want to learn more and check that one out as well, make sure you click on the link. If you're doing a lot of lettering, I think a projector is a great investment for that. There's really nothing else like it when it comes to having that image to trace and know where to go, and all of your letters can be evenly spaced and perfectly placed on the cookie. A projector can help with all of that. I know it's a bit of an investment, but if you're going to be doing it a lot, I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's get to it. So I have the projector on. I'm extending the image from my laptop onto the screen. Now, because I have the projector going and I'm filming with the camera, I do have to have the camera at a bit of an angle. So if it looks a little off, it's just the camera angle. My projector is level. Now here's my cookie, and you can see that the image is way too big. So the great thing about using your laptop and extending the image and then using a graphic program like Canva is that you can easily change the zoom and scale of the image in the program. So I don't have to change the projector at all. I can just kind of scale down the image and kind of get it placed. So we can still see there's a little too much spacing here and here. So I'm going to adjust the spacing of the text. So it's a little tighter. That's a little too tight. Let's go back. It's just like a little hard to see, but we can manage. So let me scale just a little bit down. And that actually looks good. Let's just center the cookie now. And I will say one thing I think I might do here is since Ella and James appear to be centered, but the ampersand is a little tight with Ella. I think that's just the way the font and the text is kind of spaced out, unfortunately. So what I'll probably do is, once I have Ella piped, I might just move up the cookie a little bit to kind of bring that ampersand symbol down so it's not so snug and tight to the first name. And then I'll have it a little more evenly spaced. So these are the kinds of things you have to figure out on the fly when working with a projector, but it actually is perfect. I love this font. I'm going to pipe it in a dark blue. Yeah, let's get started. As you can imagine, you can't pipe like this because you're blocking the projection and you're casting too much of a shadow in the light. So with a projector, you have to go at an angle and be able to control the icing in that way. So let's get started. I'm just gonna take each section at a time. I'm not gonna go fast. This isn't a race. And you just kind of want to follow along without blocking your light, and you want to be able to trace the image. So you can see just how easier that was compared to the freehand style piping we've done in the past. And if you move the cookie by accident, while the projector's on, it is pretty easy to kind of get it back centered, but you want to try to not move the cookie too much. As I mentioned, I'm gonna bring that ampersand down a little bit because it's not spaced a little bit right. I'm just gonna touch the cookie forward a little bit and just space it off of the first name. Okay, it's looking great. And now we can bring that back down to match where Ella originally was. and just make sure that James fits perfectly. All right, and there is our finished cookie. Oh, it looks amazing. I think it came out just like the image. It made it so much easier to do than a freehand style and plan out the spacing perfectly. I think this looks great. Okay, and I'm gonna make one more cookie here. I want to do just one large ampersand symbol. So let's choose a different font here. Something cute for a wedding. And I want to do something kind of puffy, like a puffy style letter as well. Oh, this one's kind of cute. That would be cute. I like that one a lot. I love using a projector for any kind of puffy lettering. It just really gives you a lot of precision in where you're going. So let's get this one started. So for the puffy lettering, I did a lesson on this earlier, but just as a reminder, we have 2 bags of icing, 2 different consistencies, a thicker and a thinner. So let's outline the design with the thicker icing. All right, first I'm going to use my scribe to just kind of get those points together. So let's fill this in, and I think we can kind of smudge those areas out a little bit. Whenever you're making puffy icing, it really helps to have those lines in place to bring in that fill icing that makes it really, really thick and gives you that puffy look. Now we can kind of blend this out a little bit. And sometimes when you're blending, it does help to take it off the image. That way you can kind of see what you're doing a little bit better. As you can see, a projector does a great job with writing on cookies. It really takes the guesswork out of it, and you can make a really, really impressive cookie with little effort. I just love how impressive these came out. They look exactly like the images I selected. And when you compare to the handwritten cookies that I've done in the prior episode, they just look a little more polished, neat, and clean. I know it can be a little intimidating, but once you get set up, it really gives you the ability to write anything you want on a cookie, and it gives you the confidence you need to make cookies that you'll actually feel proud of. And I love that by using the projector paired with Canva especially, I was able to scale and change my image as much as I needed to in order to fit on these 2 very different cookie shapes. So I hope this video helped in breaking down how to use a projector to write on cookies. As you can see, the results are pretty amazing, and stay tuned for the next episode. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of my cookie lettering series. Remember, writing on cookies, no matter your method, takes practice, patience, and it will always take a little bit of play. But every cookie you decorate is a step forward, and it's totally okay if your letters don't look perfect yet. The more you try, the better you'll get. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, leave a comment, and make sure you subscribe. Or share it with a cookie friend who could use a little lettering confidence too. I've got even more sweet techniques coming your way.